record and you can share with me. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, perfect. I will prepare a brief
The connection is somehow
agenda.
interrupted.
So
Okay.
if we could, like, it would be good that you just we can continue.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it was a video. I'm just gonna. Is it bad?
Yeah.
Okay, now.
Well, I think we can manage it. It's a bit difficult to hear, but we can manage. Is your VPN on? David, can you hear me? Hello? Okay. I'm sure he'll join soon.
I'm sure. Where you are situated, Felix?
I'm also in China.
So it's not the best time to be in China in coronavirus time, or is it?
Okay, well, I would say that now it's better, but when it started, it was actually a difficult moment. But now I would say that things are quite calm and okay. Just that we are only stuck in school. You can't really go out into the bigger community. And so, it comes with a lot of anxiety and depression and all that because your movement is restricted. But at least 50, so I think that we just have to manage. But it's not really a pleasant thing or a pleasant time. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think the limitations will continue for a longer time. We will, of course, there will be released slightly, step by step, the travel possibilities.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I think we have to get used to the localization, if we call it so. Yes. But for me, for Industry 5.0, it is what Industry 5.0 is fun part of it. So to do it local without the need of international transports, and I think in many fields it's nonsense. I am in logistics for 30 years. So wow. I am moving goods all around the world for 30 years, but many of those are not logical at all.
Yeah. I think it's quite difficult, but let's see how we all try to manage it. And I mean, it's But how is the situation in your country like right now?
Generally, very similar to China. So we are rather calm. There are some regions which there is increased number of infections. So, for example, in these regions, all the time the face mask rules are on, but all the others are off. So if you travel to this region, I am, for example, visiting frequently customers' factories, and some of the factories, they are you have to wear the mask.
Okay.
So David, maybe get connected again.
Yeah, I think I'm in here now. Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's quite poor. Okay.
Yeah. So David,
would you like to do some introduction?
All right. So should I start, David? Yes. So I will start.
Yes, sure.
Okay.
All right.
So my name is Mike Rada. I am the founder of Industry 5.0, but in fact, I have over 30 years of logistics experience. I'm almost 50. And I started Industry 5.0 back in 2015, but from 2010, I already active in a waste prevention, systematic waste prevention. In 2013, I founded industrial upcycling, which was the only existing methodology for systematic waste prevention for industries. And 2 years later, industrial upcycling became a groundstone for Industry 5.0. Until today, in these 7 years, both has stopped over 1 million metric tons of products to become waste. So it's fully functional. It's not a concept. It's fully functional. And in 2020, it goes really global, because especially with the connection with the COVID-19, Industry 5.0 was named as one of the recovery tools. And this is because all the topics which are discussed currently, so the localization, waste prevention, and so on, are already included in Industry 5.0 and tested, which means I am not speaking about the theoretical point of view. I am 4 days of 5 usually in factories implementing it. So this is about me and Industry 5.0.
Okay.
All right. Felix? Thank you, Michael. Felix, you can give a brief introduction of our company and what you do, and yeah.
Okay, so my name is Felix Ado, and I'm from Ghana, currently a second-year PhD student in environmental science and engineering, and a co-founder of ECO AMET Solutions. Now, we feel that as young scholars, how better can we help our community, our locality to actually sort of take or actualize the concept of sustainable development, of ensuring a healthy environment. So this was the basis that we set up ECO AMET Solutions. And so we are looking at how best we can reduce waste plastic, how best we can recycle, how best we can reuse. Same way also creating the awareness that people should know that it is important that this is the only place that we have, and we by ourselves we need to keep it in good shape. So basically this is what we do. We have some partnership and some collaborations as well. Currently we are involved in a project called the 3G, which is sort of creating an awareness, getting an enhanced database for Ghana's environmental problems or conditions, the solutions that can come up to mitigate these problems. And so it is not just, like you said, it is not just the concept, but we are trying to actualize it. We are trying to practicalize it. And then we see the benefits thereof. We also are engaged, another aspect of the companies that we try to do liaison services. And so if there are companies that want to liaise to go international, to introduce some products, some projects, and they would need some local partners and all that, we are also able to do that. And so basically this is what ECO AMET is about. And so just like you, we are concerned with the environment. We are concerned with everything that actually we find ourselves in. So basically this is what I'll say. And then we are three: myself, Frank, who's the administrative and the IT person, and I think David would also introduce himself. My research interests include aquatic toxicology and then environmental biotechnology. And so these are where my experience or my interests are, as well as waste, water treatment, and then solid waste management. So yes, that's the little I can say about ECO AMET. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Felix. Can you both hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, I
Okay,
can hear
perfect. All right. So I think Felix, Felix has basically what involved in. The other thing that I think he might left, be also involved in some consulting projects that are related to wastewater treatment. And so we are liaising with some companies in Spain and in Europe to create small-scale wastewater treatment plants that has to do with and we are doing that domestic areas where people need to recycle their wastewater and we use them every bathing and using them in the kitchens and also in the washrooms. So we are trying things where we can introduce this in a local market in Ghana, where we can actually use our waste as resources and then continue this circular economy working, because it's something that it's not really working efficiently in Ghana. So we are actually very keen to looking out for partners also interested in these areas. So just as you introduced earlier with the intro industry 5, could you give us any potential opportunities that you're looking at so that we can also, consider this and see which potential ways we can look into. After you have done that, maybe we can briefly introduce to you our food waste composting process to implement.
Okay.
Here.
I am happy we met because there are similar and several projects which are related even to water treatment. But I will start with one which is really new on the market, which is about 1 week old, was released to the market. It's a Czech development of a technology called EVRO, EVRO. And this technology can process, I will send you the links after, the technology can process all mixed waste. It's not a pyrolyze, it processes all mixed municipal waste, all plastic, and the result which came out of it, it's oil and a carbon. So both a raw material. It's a unique in the world generally, and it's very interesting because it processes 15 tons per day, continuously, 365 days a year, which is not a small quantity. And what is even more interesting, that the output, oil, so as the carbon, are certified. So it's all the time the same, no matter which you put inside, whether it's just plastic, whether you put tires there, whether it's the mixed waste. And as I said, it's very interesting technology. I am happy the owner, which is a Czech guy, has welcomed the cooperation with Industry 5.0 because I am going to integrate all these new and interesting technologies in Industry 5.0 to promote it globally. Related to water treatment, we have one interesting technology which I am sure will be interesting for Ghana. It's generally not a water treatment, but water prevention. So waste prevention with water related to firefighting. There exists a technology in Europe developed years ago. We are representing it, or our partner. It's called dry fog firefighting, and generally this saves 95% of water during the firefighting. It has a higher efficiency, and you can imagine that 95% water saving, it's a huge difference even in logistic and in the consumption of water. I will again, after this discussion, I will send you the links to the technology so you can save. And one interesting, if I do remember properly, there is already working one Czech invention in Ghana. I'm not sure whether it was Ghana, but I think it was one of the African countries, and I think it was Ghana. It's a special Czech invented water pump which can drill the water only with the help of the wind up to the 100-meter depth without anything else. So it's quite interesting because even in very dry countries like Ghana is, the water is under the surface, but the issue is that it's too deep and standard technologies can't get it out. This Czech technology calls Flourish generally, I will send it again. It can take the water out and only with the help of the wind. It's very simple. So it's, and currently it's going to expand, the production is going to expand to different countries. So it's in Sahara, I think it's one installation as well, so as in Mongolia and in many other countries. Related to composting, we have been with our partner the first in the country who run an industrial warmery for the processing of the food waste generally. And it's quite interesting because the output is fertilizer, which is very strong because of the worms generally. It's a very strong fertilizer which helps a lot to make the soil fruitful again. And there are many more technologies which are implemented within Industry 5.0, which are available, so as yours, which I am happy that ECO AMET Solutions, it's not just speaking about, but it's delivering the solution. And same as you, we are establishing a global network of IBCSD labs and works, generally to work to merge these all activities together into one global circle. I don't want to say I built a corporation, not. I built a conglomerate of companies and people who follow one aim, and this is not money. We would like to build the wasteless world. The money is there. I don't do it as an NGO. I am standard LTD company, and everybody who participates has his share on the profit. And to end this short introduction, I would like to say one thing. We spent 5 years to calculate how much money can industries generate if they prevent waste happen globally. Not included war industry, so weapons and similar, and not included the oil and waste industry because they did not provide us any data. But all the rest, we speak about 475 trillion US dollars per year. And this number will increase because with every Industry 5.0 implementation project, we start with one item, and within few months, we are on 10, 100,000 items, which can be processed the same way. And this is what I would like to talk about. This is what I would like to work with ECO AMET Solutions together to really spread this, because waste prevention, it's much more stronger and profitable than any waste management. And it's the only one which really get us out of the waste crisis. So I will hand the word to you again.
Wow, that's impressive. That's great.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Michael. It's a very great introduction. I think that this is very practical, and I know that even as we are going deeper into our conversation, we can find a lot of common grounds where we can collaborate. Make this very clear that I think that currently, so far in our dealings, we have come across the fact that in Ghana, reuse and recycling and waste management, it's very, very poor. And even when it comes to data collection, it's a very, very big issue. So we know physically how bad the issue is, but when it comes to the data, how bad is it? We even have no idea. So it's something that we are also doing together with a lot of other companies that have started up in the last 5 years, and also trying to solve these things. So I think that introducing this concept and practice into Ghana's system will really go a long way to help us. So maybe Felix can briefly introduce our food waste composting project, and then we can see how we can balance this whole discussion and find common grounds where we can collaborate and see the next step forward. So Felix, can you go ahead, please?
Okay, just a minute, please. Okay, so just like David said, we are looking at how best we can also put waste to good use. Now, one of the things that we've observed in Ghana is with regards to food waste. Now, we find out that the gaseous emission that comes out of food waste is quite enormous. You have methane gas, which is one of the greenhouse gases, but most times the attention is on CO2. But if you look at the point that methane gas actually contributes to the greenhouse emission, that's quite great. Now we are looking at how best we can sort of collate this food waste, recycle, and bring out something that would actually be less polluting to the environment. And we are looking at composting into fertilizer and any other thing that we can get out of it. So this is a project that has already started. We've started with some basic sort of.
Hello, Felix.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Hello, Felix. Yeah,
Can you hear me?
it would be good if you can close your video so
Okay, okay,
your
okay.
internet could be a little bit clearer. All
Okay.
right, perfect. All right. Hello, Michael.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes,
Okay.
we can
So
hear you.
it's good. So I was saying that, so we are looking at how best this enormous food waste that is being created and put to no use can actually be recycled and sort of help or be put to good use. So in the preliminary stages, we are looking at turning it into fertilizer or composting it into something that would actually benefit a targeted group of people. Now, the issue is that how much waste, food waste, is produced. Is there the economic, I would say, value for it? How best can we put things on the ground to actually uh, get all these things together at one central point? What is the procedure that we're going to use? And so we have decided that we would even add a mobile application to it. Now we are looking at technology because it makes it easier, and this would be sort of developed by us. Now, what we do is that there are several ways that we can go about this. So people will just subscribe to the app and then let us know the collection point. Now, once we know the collection point, then we would find a convenient means of transportation to get all these things into a factory, which we are looking at getting partnership to do that, because I think that the economic value is there and it is very, very creative looking at the numbers that we are picking up and all that. Then this would be recycled. Then once we get the material from that, we also have the market for it. So this is the next project that we are looking at, and we feel we've seen based on the information that we have and the proposal we are putting together that this is very viable. And so looking at your company, we believe that some of these already established technologies could actually help and aid us with what we want to do. I believe that once already established technologies are there, then all we have to do is that we need to employ. We need to also know the good practice, because it makes it easier. There's no way going to reinvent a different thing again when we actually would have it easier with a system that is proven and that is effective and efficient. So the waste uh, recycling project is what we are looking at now, the food waste, in fact. And I believe that it will even go a long way to also help with this greenhouse gases emissions and all that comes with it. Because I think I forgot to say it earlier. Once we have this hotel businesses, the restaurants, so the hospitality, let me put it, the hospitality industry. Once these things are created, they just dump it off because you actually don't have any need or use for it. So aside the plastic waste issues that we have, this has also become another big problem on our hands. So how best can we make use of it? So I believe that this is the next thing that we are looking at, and I feel and I think that your company could also come in here, and then together with ECO AMET, we could partner to make this a reality. Yeah, so I think that that's it. Maybe David might add one or two things, but I think that basically this is the idea that we're working towards. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Felix. I think I'll just add one point. One other issue that is a big problem is segregation. Segregation of waste is a very big problem in Ghana. So we actually have, as of now, we can confidently say we have only one recycling plant.
Yeah. Hello, David.
Where in the capital city. Hello?
Yeah, okay. Please,
can you hear me?
You start again? Yeah, I think we missed when you started. So if you can repeat.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right. Yeah, I was saying that. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I was saying thank you for the brief introduction, but I would just like to add one point to it, that one of the main issues that we're having in Ghana right now, it's about segregation of waste. We have a couple of companies, small companies, privately owned, mainly privately owned, who are going into plastic recycling. But the problem right now is that they have to picking up of the plastics themselves, because segregation at major points of major dumping sites is not practiced at all. And one of the things that is making this treatment of the waste and also landfilling a lot is that we don't do segregation. So we think that one of the slow ways or one of the smart ways that we can introduce segregation will be to go to the big hospitality companies like hotels and big restaurants and also the small scale, and talk to them if they can sell their food waste to us. So if we get that concept getting to people, then people will intentionally separate their waste for us so that we can use them for other products. So I think it's one of the slow ways that we have gotten from our research with our awareness campaign and all that, so that we can slowly introduce segregation into the people, because, of course, we have educated people and non-educated people. So you have to attend to, all these people evenly. So it's one of the reasons why we are also trying to introduce this, so that whilst we have one sector working on plastics, we can also have another sector working on food waste. And if we can have this concept nourished with your help, I think that maybe we can have other small companies and also the government getting some attention and also helping us to solve this problem. So over to you, Michael, if you have any comments or questions, and we can move on.
Okay, I have two comments generally. The first one, it's related to the food waste and the leisure or the tourist industry. I was very surprised because a few years ago I made a workshop for the second largest hotel chain generally in the world. And I was very surprised that the true volume of the waste which came from the rest on the plates make just 2% of the global food waste. The majority of the food waste came. Yes, do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Hello, David.
The majority. I'm not sure if Felix hears us.
Hello.
Do you, Felix? Felix, do you hear me? Probably there is some trouble in the connection. But I will continue. I think he will come back. He will look back.
Yeah, so far as you're recording it, I think it's fine.
Yes, then I will share it with both of you. But generally, the major share of the food waste came from a crop which is not being utilized at all, which means you grow something and you throw it straight away because it's wrong planning, not needed at the time, or many more. So if you concentrate only on the food waste, even in big hotels and leisure centers and so on, please don't be surprised that the volume is not efficient to make it economically. If you do not process with some basic composting or the wormeries and similar, where not a big investment is needed, then I just pick up the phone. Dobrý den, paní Holejšovská, moc se omlouvám, ale mohu vám zavolat zpátky, já mám akorát a conference call do Gany. Děkuju moc. Jo, super, ozvu se. Děkuju, naschledanou. I'm sorry, it was one of the clients. So please do not be surprised that the base volume is not so big. But you can combine it with agriculture companies, and then you will match it probably. The second topic, it's related to the mixed waste. We have very similar problems. Even if there is everyone is speaking that Europe is good in recycling and so on, the separation and recycling, they are two different stories. And to be honest, with this new technology, which allow you to process both in one process and to get output which can be used for electricity production or for new plastic production or for heating or whatever, it's quite interesting. Even especially in the countries which still face the problem with separation of waste. Because if you imagine, if you implement this technology in your city and still the people, and you will be able to generally to clean up the environment, then you will get much better access to the people and to the mind of the people and businesses to show them we can do even better if you just do not make it as a one big ball of mixed waste, but if you do separate, it will be even better than these. It will be a very interesting step forward. So it is very important to think about the timing and implementation. And it is very important to consider very deeply the logistics. You mentioned that there is a pickup services and so on. Trust me, I am educating efficiency in logistics, and in Industry 5.0, the logistics and in waste prevention generally, the logistic is the key. If you are really good in logistics, you will manage it and it will be profitable. If you are not, you will struggle a lot of troubles, including the collection, storage, and so on, the processing. And so be very careful with the setup of the system, because this is truly the key behind. And if you do with the timing, if we do together with the right timing, and if the government take part, because the one airbo technology cost about 2 million to 2.5 million, depending on the size, US dollars. So it's not a cheap stuff. But in fact, the return of investment, it's lower than 2 years, which for a 2 million investment, it's nothing, especially in industrial environment. And if the governments will support, then your country and every country will start changing immediately, because you will start to change the minds of people and businesses together with improving the environment. And in these connections, it's one of the strongest what I have ever seen. which exist. Because only if the people learn not to waste, there will be no waste. If they do not learn it and they become a habit like it is now, wasting is normal, then this is wrong. But this is the setup in the minds, nothing else. So I hope we will be able really to do it together, because for me it's important. We speak the same language. It's not English. I call it language of efficiency, because you understand what I mean and I understand your way. And everybody will, because even my mother who is 70, even my child who is 17, it's fine. We have to speak the language of people and show them that change is a reality. And they will adapt very fast, because nobody would like to live on a landfill.
Yeah. That is true.
So, your word.
All right. I don't know if Felix got a chunk of what you said, but I think that we can also listen from the recordings. I got, let's say, about 70% of what you said, and what I heard was very, very important inputs. I think that the experience with you have it's very useful here, and I think that that's going to help us in this light. We're going to put this into consideration, high priority, and consider that even as we are trying to prepare the proposal and also trying to put our methods together. So apart from this project that we have, I think that you've already mentioned some potential projects that you think that we can be doing together, but we might have to set some conclusions. Of course, we might need some time to go back and, listen to the recordings and also, put things together. So what do you suggest we do next? Should we go back to our drawing boards and listen to the recordings again and put down some points together and maybe send each other emails and see the way forward? Or would you like to mention some main points that were mentioned in this meeting? And then we can see the next way forward. I don't know if Felix has something to say, but if not, Michael, you can go ahead.
Well,
Okay.
I think that, Michael, sorry, I think that I got the last part of what you said. I think the timing, the setup, the logistics, and all that, like David has said, very, very key points that would have to be considered. And I also think that at this particular time in Ghana's political history, we have a government that is actually ready to work with the private sector. And so I think that the timing is actually right. And so once we're able to put up a very comprehensive proposal together, there are some institutions that I believe we can also get in touch with. And then this project could actually be rolled out in partnership with the government. And so I think that it's great that you spoke about it. And as we have started engaging, I think that would brief you accordingly and then let you also see some of these things that we are talking about. I must say that Ghana actually is one of the places to really do business now in terms of the political, the stability and everything, and that welcoming environment. So yeah, I think this is going to be good. Thank you.
Okay, there is one very important point, because we cannot do the business without doing the business, so making generally the profits. That's understandable. We are not NGOs.
Yes.
And even I know that with the status of NGO, I will get much more support from the politicians and from the others. I decided at the very beginning I will not go this way. But what can help you a lot of to generally generate even the profit which is needed for growth of the company. When I enter, no matter which company, I speak all the time. The first time I speak with a CEO or general manager, and I ask him only one question, only one. Do you want to generate waste or profit? And for 7 years, I get only one answer, the profit. And this is the point, because many of the Industry 5.0 projects does not need any upfront capital investment, no at all, because it's related to the legislation point of, or legislation definition of waste. You have to understand what waste is, and many companies do not. I will explain, I will show you, and after I will send you a video which you will see it better, but I will show you how easy it is to prevent waste happen. Generally, if we meet face to face, I am used to give you my business card. I give it to you, you take it, everything is fine, normal. But now erase this image and let's do it again. We come closer together and somebody, do not ask why, somebody places in between us in the middle, garbage bin, new garbage bin. I come, I fall down and the business card fall in the garbage bin. I'm sorry, I do not have any second one. I apologize. Both of us look in the garbage bin. It's clean, new, really shiny. You said it's fine. I said, okay. I take it out. I hand it, apologize again, check it whether it's really clean, hand it to you. If you take it in Czech Republic, you are granted a penalty of 200,000 US dollars. Do you know why?
No, I'm still wondering.
Because you took waste. The law says they are generally, in Ghana will be very similar. The definition of waste is something what you would like to get rid of. This is one definition, yes, which I call stupid. But there is a second one, which is better to understand. The second one says, waste is something what you place on a location dedicated for waste storage, means in a garbage bin, container, or whatever. So if the business card falls down in a garbage bin, even if it's made from gold, and you do not have the right to take it out, I have the right. I have the stamp. I have the right to manage waste for my business, but you do not have. So I can take it out, but you cannot take it from me because it was waste. How you prevent waste happen, this is the most important part. Just cut the stream, stretch your hand, cut the product before it becomes waste. It's very simple, but trust me, in logistic point of view, it's very, very sensitive and difficult issue. And you can do this with almost any product. And this is how you prevent waste happen. So you see, you do not have to invest in a factory. You just have to change the mind and the process. And if you do, and you have a partner like it can be ECO AMET Solutions or any other, who can take the so-called production surplus as a product, not as a waste, you will be able to sell it much more profitable, and you will buy it from the client. So from the business point of view, waste generally in a factory, it's cost, because you have to pay for waste management, landfilling, and many others. But waste prevention, it's profit center. With the same material, but it's a profit. Even if you pay 1 cent, they will be 1 cent plus. And if they are right now 1,000 minus, 1 cent plus will be very interesting black number, not the red one. And this is the point. So, of course, there exists a technology like the Aero, which you have to buy to apply. But there are many layers which you do not have to invest. You just do not throw it away. So this please consider as well. And what is important, I will support you on building up. So I would like this communication to be a start of our cooperation. I will help you and I will share with you the case studies and so on. I don't know which businesses are in Ghana or in your location or in China. No, you have to tell me we have textile, we have this. I can go back in my 7 years experience because there are very few industries which I did not work with. And I can have a look, we can discuss, you can try to apply. And the aim is you have to become independent on the resources, on the funding and so on, because you will be able to process and generate a profit. That's correct. Because if we generate and if we show everyone that it's not that green is not cost, but it can be a profit in a real meaning, not the waste management meaning, then everybody will support because you will deliver, I call it delivering the benefits to the people. Why should they recycle or why they should sort the waste if they do not have anything from it? But if you give them something, like in Japan, there was a quite interesting project. In Japan, it's a very clean country, but in the shopping malls, all the time, small bottles was the issue. Until they introduce a buyback for the small plastic bottles. You do not get money, you get on your some plastic card, something like a payment card, you got points. And with these points, you can pay somewhere. So, and then from one day to another, the bottle was not an issue because you share the profit with the people who sort. That's correct. And this should be the part, and it is part of the Industry 5.0. It's based with 3 principles. Transparency. We have to do everything transparent, very different from current industries and waste industry not speaking about. Second, profit sharing. Share with the people who help you to achieve, you will get them on your side. So simple it is. And I don't speak about 50%, 20%, no. Share with them something. It can be 1 cent, it can be even that they will have not dirty environment around. They will not get dirty water, or their children will be healthier. There are many benefits. And the third one, very important, I mentioned it before, it's the efficiency in logistic, in processes, in everything. Put all these into a package, start with education of children, so as adults, and you will see how fast your ECO AMET solutions will grow. Not only in one country, but in many. Because the mindset of people is all the time the same. Nobody would like to live on a landfill. Yeah. We would like to live on a planet which is free of waste and wasting. Be happy. And I don't care which color is my skin, or where you live, or what education you have, or what age you are. No, I don't care. One more important thing. There are 4 types of waste Industry 5.0 preventing. One we talk right now the whole time is the physical waste. But then you have a social waste. These are people who would like to work but have no opportunity because of age, wrong education, gender, and many more. The third waste, it's urban waste, which means even in Ghana, I'm sure there are offices and places and factories which are empty and not used. And there are new built next to them. Why? It's a urban waste. And the last one, it's process waste, common in every factory, every country. Just one example from European Union, 64% of trucks are running empty. 64%. It's not the highways are not damaged by the overweighted trucks, not by the quantity. And this is one type of process waste. There are many. So these all, if we implement, and I am sure we can do it, then your way will be profitable way, you will be growing, and you will deliver and contribute to the wasteless world much more than anybody else. And this will be a pleasure for me to support.
Thank you, Michael. I think these are very important things. We are definitely going to consider all the things that you're saying. It's really worth it to have, someone who is well experienced in this area. I would just like to ask this because I know it's a very normal question that you normally encounter. It's people are very rigid to change when it has to do with behavior. So what are some of the means where you are using when a company might have to, change the behavioral approach of, the indigenous people? Maybe, opting for sustainable options, or, companies changing from plastics to, sustainable materials, or, going by a certain approach, or maybe applying certain procedures. What are some of the things that you adapt to go through this? Because people are very rigid to change when it comes to, behavior, but in other sense, like fashion, buying new things and all that is quite easy for people. But when it comes to, environmental sustainability, sometimes people, turn a deaf ear to this approach. What are some of the things you're doing? I know we are almost into 1 hour, so let's make this brief so that you can also go back to your work.
Okay, so it's easy, and I spoke about find the benefit. Find the benefit for the people. For the business, it's simple: money, profit. This is for business. But for the end user, it must not be only money. If you will live in a green instead of on a gray field, you will be much more happier. But you have to find the benefit. You see, you will not find anything in the name of my company, in the work. I do not speak about me as about environmentalist, about green barrier. No. It's hidden in the name of my company, but generally everybody knows just this few letters and don't know that there is a sustainability inside. Do not speak about sustainability. Speak about what the people will have from supporting you. Speak about what will be their benefit. And money, trust me, money is just one part, and generally it's not the most important one. If you will have every day, I'm sure that if the people in Ghana, everyone will have every day access to drinking water, they will support you. Because they can very simply make in their mind, water means life, means health, means education, means we are family. And there are many more. No more hunger. If you consider 75% of crop get wasted globally, 75%. Trust me, when I'm in a factories and I see how much is wasted of food, I'm crying almost there. But the business goes for money, but the people goes for different. And find this, and everywhere. As I said, I asked them, do you want to live on a landfill? And already this question is changing the mindset. And with everything what you do, you have to be a role model, and you have to explain that. And trust me, it's simple. I make speeches to many globally, And no matter whether old, young, business people, workers, everybody understands it. And this is the point. This is the connection. I don't need governments to support us. I am waking from the bottom up, and I make the pressure on governments, but from the bottom. This is why Industry 5.0 is not revolution. It's evolution. It's first industrial evolution ever led by man, by human. And I am so happy. On my business card, you will see only one title. I am human. There is nothing more important than this. And I am very proud on it.
Yeah.
Find the benefit and you will get the people. Even the resistant one will be the most supporting one if you find the right benefit. And it's not easy to find it.
Yeah. That's right. Thank you so much, Michael. Felix, do you have any point to raise, and we can wrap up?
I think that I'm okay, and it's been a very fruitful meeting. I'm impressed with Michael's experience, and I think that it's really going to also help us as we engage him and as we work together more. So I'm glad that I had time to be part of this meeting. I've actually also broadened my horizon about a lot of things. So Michael, thank you.
Thank you, Felix. Thank you. And I am really looking forward to work together with you, both of you.
Yeah. All right, so I think that we're going to wrap up. And what I would just like to remind Michael, you made mention of some links that you're going to send to us. And so I'll just remind you, maybe I'll send an email with both Felix and I's email, and you can send the links to us. We were just going to go through. And I think the next step that we would like to take is maybe send you a well-drafted proposal of this food waste composting projects that we want to do. Maybe you can give us a couple of weeks, maybe by the end of this month, we can probably get back to you with a well-drafted plan. And also, as you mentioned, other potential sectors that we think that might need attention in Ghana, which falls within your horizon. We will propose those areas to you and give a brief summary of what these areas entail. And then we can conclude and select which areas we can work through and officially put together a collaboration and see the way forward from there. So that is what I am seeing from my side. I don't know if you'd like to add a point or two, and we can get our next step of actions and we can move forward.
I would like to thank you, both of you, for spending your time with me, because this is the first step in the cooperation. With every client, every project, we have to really speak the same language, and I feel we do together. That's important. We are connected on LinkedIn. I will send you the links. Please share for example, at a keynote speech, use it freely, because it's one of the keys which really speak to many and which helps to win the new business. And as soon as I have it, I will share it with you. I will send you the recording of the presentation. I will share it as well on my YouTube channel generally, to be accessible to all. And I'm looking forward to have new business partners. So
definitely.
So thanks. Thank you, David. Thank you, Felix.
All right, thank you, Michael.
And send me the email with your addresses, and I will share the link of this conversation with you. And if any questions, feel free to ask.
All right. Okay, thank you, Michael, and hope to see you soon.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
You too.